Hello everybody, welcome back to Beskidy, a wonderful map for Farming Simulator 13. We are returning to the map after a pause so we can continue planting. We are putting wheat here, and you know what? This one here looks empty, so we're going to need to take it in and get it filled. Let's check one of the other tractors. This one here is full, so let's crank her up, take the brakes off. He's planting barley in this particular field. He appears to be headed the right way. Oh yeah, I always wanted to try to... I need to fix that. Try to get him to go the right way. Let's see if we can do this, then we'll hire him. Whoa, he goes fast. Yeah, I want to talk about this tractor a little bit. Been doing a little more study, trying to brush up on all things Ursus. Alright, let's get this going. Right now, he's at 0.3. Alright, come on, straighten out. Whoa, 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 sorry. Okay, it looks like I need to go one. Let's take it off and higher. Alright. Hopefully. Oh yeah, it looks like he's going the right way. Okay, let's head back to our other tractor. And I don't think we have anything in here, so we will head on in and fill them up. Oops. This is our Ursus tractor C4011, if I recall correctly. I think that's the model number. Been over here sowing wheat. I think the sowing machine that we have here is a little on the heavy side, maybe for this tractor. I don't know. It does okay pulling it, but I think the other one would have an easier time pulling it. The S1224 that's in the field over here is actually pulling a planter or sowing machine that weighs less or holds less. So I've kind of been wondering if I should be swapping places between them. Anyhow, we'll come in here to the barnyard and get this puppy filled up. Maybe what I need is a tender mod. Oh my goodness, that's going fast. Alright, open sesame. Hopefully you'll stay open. Here we come. We're gonna go by where Grandpa's sitting on his backside, trying to make sure we are still working. Yes, Grandpappy, we are working hard. Hardly working. One of the two. Alright, door's already open. Let me turn around. You can watch the hand turn the wheel. Oh, that's a little bit of a jump getting up in there. You know, I just had the map open to make a tiny tweak out in the field. I wonder if I need to come in and maybe make the ground come up just a fuzz so it's a little smoother going into the shed there. You know, I think in my previous episode, I was kind of wondering about the sounds, and I was told by someone in the comments that it's just how the engine sounds, or maybe it was a transmission, something like that. So I figured it was normal. I just, like I say, I didn't know anything about the Ursus tractor. I was also told that apparently they came to America, or the US here, and in the US they were sold under the Long brand, L-O-N-G, and I know I've heard of the Long tractor, but I've never seen one personally, never seen one in the area, you know, where I live. But that was kind of interesting to know. I know a lot of these equipment manufacturers, of course, look for expansion opportunities in international areas. You know, while I'm here, let me just sneak down here and we will take care of all these little triangle pieces here. Love the dust. You know, my friend Russell, who also is a fellow YouTuber and enjoys farming sim, I heard him. I remember asking him a question in one of his videos about the amount of dust that he had coming out of. I don't know what he was doing at the time. Maybe it was cultivating. I don't recall what it was, but there was just a lot of dust. And, you know, sometimes there isn't as much dust as at other times, but there was more than I was used to seeing. And, you know, I would have to say what this tractor is putting off is more than what I tend to see as well. And apparently he had a certain mod that was adding the extra dust. And he was saying that sometimes, I mean, just the added realism, and this is the power of suggestion, you know, where you you start to sneeze because your mind tells you that it sees dust and it confuses your nose. All right, let's see if I can do the same trick. Take it off higher. There you go, buddy. Keep her straight. The fix I made to the map, if you will, is right on the hump of this hill. There was a few flowers or whatever that can't be taken out with the cultivator. It's one of those decorative things. So I went ahead and just removed it in the map. I don't know if any of you all ever do that. But anyway, we will let this fellow continue. And let's head back to here. All right. Well, it appears she, whoever was running it, has completed their task. But we're probably going to have a little bit on the diagonal over here to finish it up. Nice, rich soil that we have here in Beskidy. Grandpa has certainly imparted to us a wonderful legacy, so we're trying to do him proud. And because of a grant that we got through the EU for rural areas, we were able to pick up all this nice machinery, and we have a few coins to rub together in our bank account. Let me go, oops, right along this edge. You know, there's definitely a delay in... Yeah, let me try to peel this edge. Oh, except I missed it over here. Oh, I hear up above the sound of plane or something. Whoop, too fast. I imagine I'm not the only one that wants every little bit planted. But that is kind of ridiculous. You know, maybe I wouldn't feel compelled to do that if the field blended in with its surroundings maybe a little better. How do you shut the... Is it, oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I think somewhere in here I may have changed the crop on one of these fields, and you hit that O key even while you're out there driving, and it changes. Okay, so, you know, I probably could, since there's a lot, you know, I've watched some videos of another, actually the person that gave me a lot of these mods and that set me up with this save game, Kanopki's Uranum, uranium sandwiches. I think I've seen in a lot of his videos a lot of the team planting and cultivating and things that he's done with some of his friends. So maybe what I'll do here is, well, I'm going to need to change to wheat, right? Because that's what we got going over here. Of course, totally unrealistic. You know, we would need to change out what's in the planter. but I think I can get away with it here. Let me see now. I know at approximately 90 degrees. That's always the chore to set that up. Except when you do that, you end up can't really tell. Nope. There we go. That's kind of stretching out. So I turn my thing off every time. My tractor. There we go. All right, let me set that puppy in. Okay, perfectly 90 degrees. Let's get her going. And off we go. Plant along this edge. Get that turned off. Let me take it off as soon as... Alright, got him on higher mode now. Hopefully he'll continue kind of straight and true. But you know, I've noticed it's kind of helpful to set the GPS when you're trying to hire and go in a straight line. You know, I love multi-angle terrain, but oh no, look at that. It always opens the door. I love multi-angle terrain, but it can make it a little difficult, you know, when you have a long, straight field, kind of like this one here, to make sure you're started off straight. And we are here. So that is handy. And folks, we are out of seed. Jumpin' Jiminy. This is going to require a lot of trips. We go behind our dust cloud over here. We're going to have a little bit of cleanup to do. Is there a shortcut I can go over there? Yeah, maybe there is. Yeah, I think I definitely need to invest in a tender, if there was such a thing for Farm Sim 13. And I don't remember if there was. I mean, I remember some of that coming up. Not really a tender, it'd be more a mod that you could haul out to the fields, a trailer, add some seed bags on it. And if you parked your stuff close enough to it, you know, you could refill. But this one here, it is so small capacity that there's going to be a lot of trips coming back here to the farm. So I may want to help myself out in the future by getting a mod or something in here that will allow me to fill up a little easier. You know, let me just stop over here and grab some fuel while I'm at it. There we go. All of this costs money, and I know Grandpa's over there. He has a calculator in hand, and he's calculating all the cost of the crop going in the ground. Hey there, Gramps. Of course, the opening instructions on the map were not to let down Grandpa, so we will try not to do such a heinous thing. Alright, here we go. Let's fill this thing up. Like I say, this one doesn't have very much capacity. Oh, another thing I learned from Kanopke's Uranum is, you know, one of these seed drills had a cultivator in front of it, and then you could pull the drill behind the cultivator, so you'd kind of take care of everything in one operation. I kind of think it was this seed drill, so you could go out to the field and in one pass take care of cultivating and seeding. And I know I've tended to kind of separate the two, and in earlier episodes I did one more even, you know, in some of the fields where, you know, I used the stubble cultivate mod, where the first pass of cultivation only spread out some of the material you know, the straw and stubble that was left over, if you will. And, oh, is he going down the long passage now? Maybe? Maybe. By gum, he did happen to hit the hat. Of course, he's going to be a little rough going along the edge. Oh well. Whoop! Don't want to miss my stop here. Alright, let's back this puppy up. Make sure I'm still on wheat. Here we go. Planting. Alrighty, then we take it off higher. Oh, shut that thing. Alright, I think it's going straight enough. Now with two of us going, it'll hopefully speed up how long it takes to plant this here. But here we're using an Ursus 1224 1224 tractor. And of course, like the other one, I looked it up on good old Wikipedia. You know, you can find everything on good old Google. Because like I say, I'm totally unfamiliar with these style of tractors, and because we just don't have them around where I live, and so it's obviously in the Ursus brand, and so I looked it up. Oh, here we are at the end of the field. Turn around. There you go, bud. It was manufactured from 1984 to 2009, so a fairly decent production run. Let's see what's at 84, 94, 04, 35 years. You know, I think, yeah, he's going to go faster than that other guy. At least the other guy's doing a whole pass now. Manufactured in Poland, Warsaw. It has a DS Martin Z engine. I don't know anything about the engines either. It's but it puts out, I think, 86 kilowatts, or the equivalent of about 119 horsepower. So a little bigger tractor than the other one, the C4011. Four-wheel drive. Transmission, roughly 4.5 meters long, 2.3 meters wide roughly, and height about 2.7 meters, including the cab up here. So a little larger than the other one. The wheelbase is about 2.7 meters side to side, kind of the widest part of the tractor, if you will. And this one has weights in front, which probably means I should have recalculated the weight. It says the weight is about just under 5,000 kilograms. Or to those of us more familiar with imperial weights, about 11,000 pounds. There's something here with weights, and it says, I think it's 5,700 kilos. Not sure what that is in pounds. So it's a decent heft to the size of the tractor here. You know, I almost wonder if I should go fill the drill before going back the other way, but I'll maybe just leave it alone. Let it do its thing. So that's kind of a little on the 1224, if you will, which is in mod form at Kanopki Zudranim, and a couple other guys generously shared mods with me, and there's a number of things, and I still haven't translated all these things. I can try them one at a time. I think there's a number of mod conflicts, you know, with some of these, so I'm afraid to hit too many numbers here because I'm not sure what all they would do. So I'll just leave that off. What can I say? I'm drilling seed. That is all all I'm asking of the tractor at the moment. It's kind of a bulge heading downhill here. Actually, when you get down at this level, usually I'm up here looking at it, and it seems a whole lot flatter than it is when you get down closer. Because most of the time, my play style, I'm out of cab, so I tend to be maxed out a lot of times on my view distance. Alright, like I say, we're gonna have ourselves a lot of trips. Kind of head along the edge over here again. Zip on up here to refill. That's why I say that other one. Does that other one hold 500 some liters? This one here's 100 some or whatever it was. It just seems to spill it out a whole lot quicker than it would in real life. But I don't know. What do I know? It's been a long time since I've worked with sowing a crop or any kind of seeds into the ground other than the family vegetable garden that we have. And I think I explained that I was given a save game that someone put together for me, and I opted to take it on right after I'd finished harvesting a crop. So one of the first things I did with the save game is I came in here and I plowed out the crop that they had in there. Hated to do it, but just to kind of keep it consistent with where I left off on the save game I started. I figured I would plow it out and then just start over. Of course, the unintended consequence of that is a lot of those fields were already fertilized. So you can kind of tell that the soil is darker than it would be. Oh, hey, we hold 250 liters. All right, whatever. Hey, Gramps. I think Grandpa's probably wondering if we have too many tractors on the farm. And like I say, I'm taking this save game kind of as is, except for the change that I just mentioned. You know, anything that I had done in my previous save, I tried to carry over. All of my fields had been reduced to cultivated dirt. So that's kind of what I did in here, was get it all set up the same way. And then now, of course, I'm planting, which I would have done, you know, on my other save. But my equipment contingent is entirely different from what I had before, and I have more stuff in here. And, you know, I don't know if I've commented in this series before, but I tend to travel pretty light when it comes to machinery. And I don't have, I tried to stick with, you know what, let me just take care of these while I'm here. Stick with the bare minimum of what would be needed for tractors, for combines, oh, here's another space I should take out when I have an opportunity. There we go, we'll take that out. So in other words, if all I need is a single combine, because that's kind of what all I can manage at any given time, then that's kind of what I would tend to stick with. Let me see here. You know, I forgot to reset my GPS. My bad. Why does it get that little hiccup in there? Good grief. And then it overcompensates. I wish there was something where I could just tell the tractor, do heading 090. Yeah, it's got to be close enough. Oh, speed down. Okay. Take it off. I don't know why it always opens the ad up on higher. Oops. in cab. While he's going away, let's go to our other tractor real quick and we'll see kind of where it's at. Yeah, this is planting much slower, and what do you know, it's almost out of seed. So I feel like I'm babysitting tractors. We'll take this as soon as he's out. Actually, before we take him out of the field, let me get this set up. Yeah, we'll get our path set up. Oh, I love GPS. And as soon as he's out, we'll have something here to come back to help us line up straight, so we can get him to head up straight. You know, by all rights, you know, you can see the strip, the different color. I was mentioning earlier, most of these fields, because I plowed them out before it was harvested, are still fertilized. So I'm not going to need to fertilize these fields, except maybe that one strip kind of between the fields, you know, which I plowed out. Maybe I'll fertilize a little bit in there. So we'll just pretend that as part of the grant that I was given from the through the EU for rural agriculture, that they offered to come through, fertilize our fields, except the government fertilizer operator was incompetent and he missed a strip kind of in the middle of the field. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I also noticed this tractor's a little bit slower than the other one, so it's taken a little bit longer to return to the farmyard, but that's all right. We'll get him in here and fill back up, and I might just fill him with fuel while I'm here too. Although, you know what? He isn't even halfway done. He'll make another trip through our bumpy barnyard here. Run over the chicken. Not. Yeah, you can crow, but you're going to end up in the stew, I think, one of these nights. Filling her up. Now the other, I think, held 250 liters. Oh, this is substantially more. But it doesn't look appreciably larger, does it? I mean, I don't think it's much larger. Maybe if I put them side by side, you would notice a difference. I have half a notion to just modify that other mod and have it hold more. But that would take away the fun of driving all this driving. Plus, we get to see Grandpa with every trip, right? Back to the field we go. You know, I mentioned in watching Kanopke's Uranum, maybe I didn't say who it was, as he did it with his friends, and you know, I know a lot of times they were helping each other out as they cultivated, planted, whatever in the fields. You know, I typically haven't done that. Like I say, I usually have a fairly modest machinery contingent. How far down here was he? Yeah, there we go. Just gotta find his stop point. So this is a little new to me, having multiple machines kind of in the same field, so I'm going to have to be careful a collision doesn't occur. Still on wheat. Here we go. And now hired. Very good. And just in time for this guy. Alright, let me reset this up. Reasonably close. Every time, see that's evidence of where a key binding problem is, you notice it always whenever I work with GPS with this. Oh, well, that was swift. Whenever I work with GPS with this tractor, it's on the keyboard. I hit Control Enter to Control Enter helps reset it so that you have a new path. But the Enter key that's being used isn't one on the keypad. But every time you hit the Enter on the keypad, it turns the engine off. So, oh well, it isn't that big a deal. It's easy enough to work around. It's just, I still wish it wouldn't plaster that silly thing on the screen telling you, hey, start the engine. I think we'd figure that out soon enough. But just how the mod is designed. Woo! I must have been in the ditch. I haven't tried to go up that other road right beside it there. There's the bell. I might be able to get in there a little faster, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? When you're farming, the goal isn't just to go fast, just to get through it, but to enjoy the ride along the way. I guess, now that I look at the back of this thing, it is quite a bit smaller, I guess, I have to admit, than that other planter. So I guess it makes sense that it wouldn't hold all that much. Full up, and back to the field we go. Well, we're clearly working hard on our little farm here in Poland. Pretty soon we're going to have it all planted, and then we'll just need to wait until the crop grows, till it's harvest season, which will come soon enough. But now that I've gotten rid of the... Whoa, what? I have no idea what I just hit. Looks like there's an invisible collision or something in the middle of the road. Anyway, while we're waiting for crops to grow, I'm going to need to figure out an alternative source of income. And now that I've removed the more realistic mod, maybe I can march around the map and start cutting some hay and maybe finally make a little money on hay. I'm going to have to see kind of what machines we have over there in the yard and see if I have haymaking equipment, so that I can go out and do that. But for the moment, I have some planting to finish. And so thank you so much for coming along to enjoy the ride as I learn more about Polish agriculture on this beautiful map. And I will see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing, and goodbye for now.